Hi everyone, it's Evangeline, and today we're going to be taking a look at our Kelty Rambler sleeping bag right here at Etrailer. This is a 50-degree rated sleeping bag, so this is ideal for those warm summer months or low elevation camping. So if you're looking for a sleeping bag that's comfortable, adds a little bit of extra layers to your night's rest, keeps out the bugs during those summer months, but can also be extremely compact, then you might be interested in the Kelty Rambler. We have two different options here. The first option is to use it like a traditional sleeping bag. That's where you just tuck it up all the way around you, or you can unzip this zipper all the way to the end, and now you have a semi-rectangular blanket. So that versatility helps out in those warm months when you can't decide if you want a sleeping bag or just a blanket. So we're gonna start from the bottom and bring ourselves back to the top. So here at the bottom, we have a pretty spacious foot box. This gives you space for your feet, or what I do is I put my other items on the inside if it's a little colder just to keep them warm. Probably not gonna be a big deal for you in the summer months though. And if you want to, you can just open the zipper from the other side. That way only your feet are ventilated. Something I noticed that's a little different from the other sleeping bag is look how you have this lining all around your zipper. This really helps to the stability of that zipper as well as the durability of the bag itself, and it's not like ripping apart. The zipper design here is very familiar to me. It's the double zipper, or what they call the comfort tuck zipper. So whether you're inside your sleeping bag or outside your sleeping bag, you have access to a zipper, which allows you to tuck it up around yourself. Moving upwards, there's two things I'd like to notice here. One is you have an extra layer where the zipper is, and that way you have it covering the gaps and you don't have air blowing through. Also helps keep out the bugs. And you have insulation. So this uses the Cloud Loft insulation. This is Kelty's insulation that's more lightweight, which keeps your sleeping bag light. This is very thin, so that's good because of the summer months. You don't want it too thick, and you have a 260T pongee material. Let's take a look at it fully zipped up. So I have the longer version here. As you can see, I can easily fit into this, and just like that, I'm covered. So with this fully zipped up, we have a cinch strap over here. So this allows you to just cinch it around yourself and get yourself comfortable. While this does cinch around you, it's not really a mummy bag. So remember, when you are out camping, just think of the different situations you are in. Like, I like to camp in a hammock with a mosquito net around me to keep the bugs out. So that's just something you're gonna have to consider if you need like a tent or mosquito net, or if this is just enough for you. So again, this is a 50-degree sleeping bag. You can't really get the Rambler and other degree ratings. You're just gonna have to check out the different sleeping bag option lines from Kelty, like the Tuck or the Mistral. So again, lightweight for summer months. Also, the size of this is 73 inches long with 57 inches girth. I'm a little over 5 feet, and I fit perfectly fine within this sleeping bag, and you can be taller too and just still have that space around you. But you do have color options. So this is red, but you can also get it in colors like blue or even brown. So we have a bunch of different Kelty sleeping bags here with different degree ratings. So that's gonna be ranging from 0 all the way to 50. So let's go over each of the different ratings and talk about what they're for and what kind of sleeping bag you would want for certain situations. This is the Kelty Rambler, perfect for summer seasons, or if you're in a tropical climate, or if you're in a low elevation area. Looking at the insulation, you can see it's very, very thin, which means you're not too warm at night, but this is also more lightweight and more compact than your other sleeping bags. And here we have the Kelty Kush and the Kelty Katina. So these are all rated for 30 degrees. So this is going to be slightly cooler than your Kelty Rambler. This is good for what we call two-season camping, which is usually spring or summer in certain areas. And this is a good in-between sleeping bag. If you're not too sure if you're going to be cold or not too sure if it's going to be warm, you'd want to go with a middle-of-the-road 30-degree sleeping bag. And these two here are 20-degree sleeping bags with differences. So this one uses the cloud foam insulation. So this is the Kelty Mistral. And you can feel that the insulation for this is a lot lighter than the ThermaPro insulation that the Kelty Tuck uses. 20 degrees is what I would use during winter camping or cold camping, just because, especially with the ThermaPro insulation, you want to make sure that it can handle condensation. Even if you are breathing inside of the sleeping bag or there is some moisture in the sleeping bag, you want to make sure it doesn't gather too much, then you're not sopping wet when you wake up. And finally, we have our 0-degree sleeping bag. This is really good for those really cold winter snowy nights. You'll want to make sure that you can handle those low temperatures. They usually have the mummy style because you want to make sure there's no condensation gathering on the inside of your sleeping bag and it goes out through your nose and your mouth. This is the Mistral, so it also uses the Cloud Loft insulation like the other Mistral sleeping bags. If you want a little extra insulation or extra temperature control, maybe take a look at the ones that use the ThermaPro insulation, but still 0 degrees for those really cold nights. There are other sleeping bags out there that go even colder, like -20 or -30, but those are not part of the Kelty line. So for those ratings, different sleeping bag brands sometimes use different ratings. There's comfort rating, there's lower limit rating. Comfort rating is usually like how comfortable would you be at this temperature. So supposedly at 20 degrees, you'd be comfortable with a 20-degree sleeping bag. Other brands also have a difference between women's and regular sleeping bag ratings. So supposedly the women's sleeping bag is warmer than another sleeping bag of the same temperature. Now, I tried both of our 20-degree sleeping bags and I didn't really notice that big of a difference other than the ThermaPro insulation being that much warmer than the Mistral insulation. So that's something else to consider. If you do feel like you need a little extra warmth, check out the women's line of sleeping bags. So the Rambler is designed for adventure. On the outside, you not only have a stuff sack, which of course you just stuff your sleeping bag into and cinch it down, but you also have some straps around it just to make it easier to get it even more compact. When it's at its most compact, you have a sleeping bag of 7 by 11. So that's 11 inches tall, 7 inches wide, easy to store right inside of your hiking pack. That way it's ready to go when you are ready to go. To open it, just loosen your buckles on all of the sides. There we go. And that should allow you to open up the top, uncinch it, release the bag, and then grab your Wrangler or your Rambler sleeping bag. My personal thoughts about the Kelty Rambler is if it was summertime, I do think this would be a great summer sleeping bag option. Definitely make sure you get the correct sleeping bag for the correct situation though. Remember, if you do have colder experiences, let's say you're going high elevation camping, cold camping, check out the Kelty Tuck. You have 0 or 20 degrees options there. This one is nice and lightweight and cool. But since it is so lightweight, you want to make sure you have the proper sleeping pad or layer on the ground. If you are tent camping, definitely keep that in mind. We also have sleeping pads available here at etrailer.com. But other than that, for something compact, easy to use, checks off all the boxes, the Kelty Rambler might be a good option for you. And that was a look right here at our Kelty Rambler sleeping bag for your nice warm summer months here at Etrailer. My name is Evangeline and I hope you enjoyed the journey.